Our next competitor in this coverage of the MR2 Grand Prix is the team from Great Britain, JP and his dog Montpellier.
Hello, I am JP from England with my dog Montpellier, category 2. I would like to do the palisade. I will control it with my outdoor.
First exercise is the food refusal. Besides the 2 meatballs used in this exercise, there are 6 others scattered across the field that the dog must ignore. Full points for this exercise. Next exercise is the healing. The dog had to walk past that smoke machine as a distraction. And that's another full point healing exercise from JP and his dog. Next exercise is the send away. The optimal zone was between the 2 bulls, which the dog missed as he ran forward, so he will be penalized 4 points in this exercise. Ideally, in this exercise, you want your dog to run straight. And it has to come back to the handler within 15 seconds. Next exercise is the retrieve. The retrieve item is a garden hose with an added difficulty of the handler sitting down while throwing the object. Some dogs find it difficult to retrieve an object that's dragging on the ground like that, but it's no difficulty for this dog, who will get full points for this exercise. Next exercise is the absence of handler. We've had some dogs miss this exercise because they were being downed in a tight position and they can just see their handler as they walk away. The distraction will be someone ringing the bell from behind the dog. Full points for this exercise. Next exercise is the scent discrimination. The dog has to identify a piece of wood that came from the handler amongst 3 other identical pieces of wood. The piece of wood is placed around 30 meters away from the start line. This has an added difficulty of the wood being placed behind a fence next to some plastic animals. Some dogs have already found it difficult to find the wood in the enclosed area. Let's see how this one goes. This should be full points if he gets the correct wood. Confirmation from the deputy judge that it is indeed the correct wood. Next exercise will be the change of positions. The initial position will be a down. The handler gives the command from 10 meters away in level 2. First position will be a stand, followed by a sit, then a down, then a sit again, then a stand, then a down. 6 position changes for this exercise. The handler had to command the second position change twice, so he lost 3 points for that. After all the obedience exercises, we now go to the jumps. The jump of choice is the palisade. Full points for that jump. Next will be the mandatory jump, which is the hurdle. Unlike the palisade, which the dog only has to jump once, in this one the dog has to jump forward and then back. Full points for this exercise. With the agility portion done, we now move on to the suit work exercises. First one will be the flee with gunshots. There was a bit of a roll there, but the dog manages to adjust his neck position. And the judge made a safety call by ending the exercise straight away. I think that was the right decision. Full points for this exercise. Now we go to the defensive handler. We'll see the smoke machine at work again in this scenario. The dog stayed on for an extra 4 seconds after the out command, was penalized 8 points, and then the handler had to give a second command to out the dog, penalized 2 points. It would have also been another 5 points for the no guard, but because they already lost 10 points for the recall, it was disregarded. Next exercise is the search and escort. The decoy is hidden somewhere in the field and the dog must find him. As soon as he is found, the dog will bark to signal the discovery. In this trial, the decoy is hidden inside the windmill-like structure. You can tell which dogs have had good training foundations for this exercise because they systematically search the perimeter of the field until they catch the scent of the decoy, which is what this dog is doing now. And that is a successful discovery. And we can now proceed to the escort. The decoy will have 3 opportunities to make an escape. The dog will lose points for every meter that the decoy escapes. The decoy must abandon his escape as soon as the dog bites. The dog can only bite during the escape.
Pode estudar e amanhã é só, olha, eu gosto daquilo.
Tá bem,
Ela tem que escolher, ela tem que escolher.
O t-shirt ainda está.
One meter escaped at that time, so 1 point lost. That was a good out, nice and fast. At that point, the dog bit the decoy outside of the escape, so he would lose 2 points for that. Two meters escape this time, so that would be a 2-point penalty. This time the dog stayed on for an extra second after the out command, so he would lose 2 points for that. In the level 2, one of the escape attempts can be done over the obstacle. That is the obstacle being used in this trial, a pile of sacks. Also, the decoy is allowed to go over the obstacle up to 3 times. Nice catch by the dog, no meters lost. A total of 3 meters lost in this exercise, 6 points lost for 3 seconds extra bite, and 2 points for that 1 extra bite. Next exercise, we have the face with stick over the obstacle. A bit of miscalculation of the obstacle. That allowed the decoy to delay the entry by 2 seconds for 4 points. The handler had to do a second recall, and there was also a delay in the out, so they would have lost all of their 10 recall points. And there was also a quick change in bite somewhere there. The last exercise is the face with accessories. The accessory used in this trial are interlocking rubber rings, which you will see shortly. So that's another 2-second delay in entry that will be penalized 4 points. That's a quick out, so they would be able to keep all their 10 recall points. Total score is 253 out of 300, which is a pass.